All right, guys. So today we're going to talk about broad match and why it's no longer a trap. So every ecom advertiser has had a phase where they ran broad match. Now, back in the day, that was the quickest way to lose money with Google Ads, right? What would happen is Google would recommend broad match, and then you as an advertiser would turn it on, probably automatically, and then all of a sudden, you're not making money. You're generating clicks for the wrong intent, right? But that was in the past because now Google Ads broad match, when done with smart bidding correctly, can absolutely be one of your fastest ways to scale and acquire new audiences with Google Ads. So first off, we have a look on Google Ads broad match from 2015 to 2020. The way it worked, it was basically matching words and not intent, right? So let's say you search for a certain word. If your keyword just happens to match that word, but has absolutely zero intent to it, right? You would actually pay for that click. Now, this coupled with manual CPC meant that you were actually paying for, the same amount for a high quality bid as for a garbage one. So there was no way to tell Google, bid higher on this than that. Okay. Now, this with manual CPC meant that you were bidding the same amount for, any keyword, no matter what the quality was, right? And so what that meant was you needed infinite lists of negative keywords to get things right. Okay. And so what's changed now, right? So now Google's AI matches intent and not just words, right? Doesn't matter what exact word you searched, it actually is smart enough to identify the meaning. And so it matches it to whatever keyword you put, right? And it's also based on signals like recent search history, your landing page content, location, device, other keywords in your ad group, okay? And so now the smart bidding operates at the search term level and not the keyword level. So now Google is actually evaluating the search terms and is looking at how likely this specific user is to convert and how much it should bid based on its smart bidding and infinite AI power that it has. Okay. And so what is the golden combination to scale? It's broad match plus smart bidding plus strong responsive search ad copy. And the way that works is you have broad match. So on one hand, Google is absolutely evaluating so many different search terms, so many queries. Then you have smart bidding. It's all about really matching those search terms to the users that will get you that ROAS that you set, whether that's a target CPA or target ROAS. And then you have responsive search ads where Google is going to test and find out the best combination of headlines and descriptions, and that's where ad copy is super important. So when should you not use broad match, okay? If you don't have conversion tracking, it's going to be a nightmare because Google doesn't know which data to base your targeting on and which user data you have in the account that supports whether that broad match is going to be a success. Now, if you have less than 30 conversions per month, again, not worth running broad match. Or if you're absolutely having small budgets spending under 2K per month, you don't want to have that. Or if you don't have negative keywords for obvious reasons. Okay. So how do you set up broad match correctly? First of all, you absolutely need to have the top conversion tracking set up. If you have issues on that, we can absolutely set it up for you. No issues there. Then you absolutely want to have strong negative keyword lists. Now, if you're still starting out, you can definitely ask AI to build that for you. And then you want to start with some of your top campaigns, mostly search. Obviously, that's where we run broad match targeting for. And then you want to couple that with smart bidding, okay? Potentially, you could use an experiment tool to split test, whether you want to go broad fully or not. And then the crucial part is to not just set up the campaign and forget it, but to actually monitor your search terms. Absolutely make sure you negative anything that's irrelevant, anything that's generating low ROAS for your campaign. Okay. And so, how should you allocate the budget? Typically, on some of the top accounts, you want to be spending over 50% on broad match. Why? Because that is your acquisition engine. That's how you're going to scale. is by allowing the algorithm power to really just give it the signals and it will do its thing. Exact match is where you want to start, especially if you don't have much budget. Phrase, again, not really a thing anymore. You could use it for, near me keywords, that type of thing. However, it's no longer, what it used to be. Okay. And so, that being said, if you want help to optimize your Google Ads account for profitability in 48 hours, feel free to message me and I'll happily have a look.